Erica Zenzele Hardison. I am the lead steward and board president for One Community Grocery Co-op located in St. Petersburg, Florida.
I'm Amber Woods. I'm the Youth Engagement Coordinator with One Community Grocery Co-op.
And I am Kaye Haynes, the Communications Director.
What has changed in your community, if anything, in starting your co-op?
With me, hearing about the co-op as a member owner, I didn't know that we were food insecure. I had heard terms like that, but it didn't mean anything because I always had a car. And, Walmart's right there on Central. We got Southside Walmart. You got, if you want to go north, you got it all the way north. So I didn't feel food insecure. But when I found out, we don't have a grocery store or we can't keep one within a mile of our house, and I think about the north side, like 4th Street, Publix is right across the street from Publix. So there's so many grocery stores right there concentrated. I didn't realize that's how it's supposed to be. I wouldn't have known it had I not come across information about the co-op.
I think there's a little more awareness in our community because of our presence. I have noticed that there have been a lot more gardens in our community than when I was growing up, or even, in the last 10 years since I've been back in our community. And I've noticed that there are a lot more pantries as well.
And I would say mostly the same. I could see what both of you are saying, because for me, I've been involved in the process for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I see is a definite change in the awareness of what it means to be food insecure, what it means to have food and economic sovereignty. People really understand those terms more now, and it's a grassroots awakening that I would call it. When we started this work, a lot of the people who were involved in the work were people who knew what those terms meant off bat, who worked in food spaces, who worked in social or social justice spaces. But I feel like now we're getting more grassroots people, more of our neighbors, more people who will eventually shop at the store when we get our brick and mortar, who are now understanding when I spend money at Walmart, even though I can drive there, I'm taking money out of our community, right? And when that money leaves our community, it doesn't necessarily come back in. Mm-hmm. And I feel like more people are being kind of called to action. And I see, because of my position, I kind of see the overall kind of big picture. And when I look at numbers of members growing, but not only the number of members growing, but the number of likes we have on Facebook, the number of interactions we have through social media, and not only social media, but through traditional media as well. When we look at our, media timeline, it was very hard for us to get stories in the local newspaper, in the Catalyst and different local media outlets. And now I feel like at least in the last month, I think we've had 4 mainstream media stories. And so those stories are helping people to become more aware and are helping to boost not only knowledge, but people's actions, and we see that in our membership numbers.
Would you like to pull another question?
Would we like to pull another question?
Okay. What's the difference between a cooperative grocery store and a chain grocery store? I would say the difference is ownership. In a cooperative grocery store, that's going to be regular people owning it versus a chain grocery store. Pretty sure they have people who own stocks and shareholders, and they have all kind of interesting things going on there. And it's more complicated. It's a lot more simple with a cooperative grocery store, and it's more closely tied to the community. The community's the one investing in it. The community has the most to gain from it. With a chain grocery store, all we have to gain is some groceries.
Yeah, exactly. chain grocery stores are usually very extractive. Although they may give back in charitable ways, that give back does not give us a solid institution in our community that's sustainable and lasts for generations. In a co-op, we make the decisions, we get to decide what is going to be stocked in the grocery store, who we're buying from, and things like that. And it directly benefits our community, not only through food, but through jobs, through sense of pride, through, like you said, sustainability, and making sure that it's an investment in our community. You always hear about how dollars lead the Black community. And in this way, dollars will stay in our community, will make our communities economically viable versus they're leaving, no sovereignty whatsoever. We will control it, not corporate interests controlling and telling us what matters. In terms of the YAMS app and what benefit does it have to us as a startup co-op or one that doesn't have a brick and mortar yet, I think it gives us a definite advantage. You know, people are always talking about data, and data usually drives dollars, right? And so a lot of times in market studies and things like that, there is no data on our community. So the YAMS app gives us that data, shows that yes, people are actually spending money on groceries, what they're spending it on, what the frequency, where it's going. Food dollars in our community don't usually stay in our community. So now we have a picture of where they're going and how we can change and adapt to that when we open the store. We ask that people support One Community Grocery Co-op in several ways. One, the biggest way is you can always become a member and visit us at www.ocgc.coop, and that's COOP. We ask that people share our information. Like if you can't join, then please share our post on Facebook, share information about us within your own network. If you're not in Florida, but you know people in Florida and St. Petersburg, ask them to check us out. We ask that if you are ever in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we welcome you to our beautiful city, that you come to our events and that you actively participate, because we want people from the community who are involved in making decisions. We don't want this to be just us. It's a community co-op. And then the other thing is, if you have ties, if you know anyone who is giving dollars, please show them or send them our way, and we will happily talk to them about ways that they can participate as well. And there are ways you could participate in doing that through our website. Once again, www.ocgc.coop, COOP. Thanks.